Greetings and salutations. My name is Burr, this is my basement, and lately I've been wondering what you would get if you crossed Springsteen's Nebraska with the Postal Service. Okay, I have no idea what that would sound like, but the former was recorded on a 4-track cassette, and the latter was a collaboration through the mail, so the process might be like... So the instrumental piece you hear in the background is called Psychedelic Circus, for lack of a better name. You can hear the whole thing at the end of the video, but it was written and recorded by 4 people using 4-track cassette decks for February Album Writing Month, or FAWM.org. Collaboration is a big part of the FAWM community culture. Maybe 10% of the many thousands of FAWM songs written every year are collabs. At the same time, 4-tracks have been a big part of the songwriting process for many artists, from Lou Reed to Lady Gaga to Beck to Bootsy Collins. So a few of us FAWM 4-trackers decided to put the two together and collaborate by mail with a few ground rules. 1. Normal speed. So some of the fancier decks allow you to record double speed for higher quality, but not everybody has that, so to be as inclusive as possible, we require tapes at normal speed. Number 2, no noise reduction. So this is kind of like rule number 1, not every deck has this feature. And rule number 3, use a click track. So if you're starting a tape, you should record your part on track 1 and put a metronome or click track on track 4 so that everybody has the same reference beat. But of course, rules were made to be broken. In 2021, we documented a few of these FAWM 4-track collabs, and this video tells the story of Tape 3 as it traveled more than 3,000 miles to become Psychedelic Circus. So without further ado, let's roll the tape.
Hi, my name is Stephen Wesley Guiles from San Dimas, California. I will be contributing track 1 on this tape. I'll be using the Tascam 424 MKII, which I purchased last year because I wanted to participate in the 4-track challenge, because I used to own a 4-track and I sold it so I could buy other gear, and now I bought another one because it's a lot of fun recording on a 4-track. So here we go. The first step in anything like this is, I don't know. Sometimes it's just deciding what you're gonna do. In my case, it's figuring out all over again how this device even works. So I'm watching some tutorials.
Different adjustments I'm making.
Learning.
So that seems to check out pretty well.
Just to get up to speed, and then I'm gonna track something. And I'm probably gonna use this Casio, the Casio 7000, to put a drum beat just to keep tempo on track 4, and then I will play whatever I'm gonna play on track 1, and then whoever can record over track 4 or bounce it off or whatever. It's a pretty strong signal. A lot of rearranging and rewriting just because I'm going to figure it out, because I'm going to perform it once the entire way through, and I'm not a keyboard player, so the notes are to help me stay focused and not mess up on the structure, which I'm trying to make as simple as possible. All right, I think I have the whole song structure. I've got 3 parts. I guess this part is actually the bridge, so maybe this is the verse, the F, E, G, A, B, whatever. I'm gonna try to play through the whole thing. Heaven help me. This is 4-track, this is tape, like the good old days. So you either get it or you don't. So we'll see how that goes.
What we got in Michigan. We got cold. I do have a special package. Cassette tape from Stephen Wesley Guiles, California to Michigan. Stickers, more merch, fun stuff. So there's a note for everyone. Take a sticker, pass them on, and then there is what the song ended up being. Let's stick it in, see what we got. Put it down on the normal speed. Should be tracks 1 and 4. Click track, and whatever he played. Oh, everything is on one track. Stephen Wesley Guiles, breaking the rules. Breaking rules is encouraged, though. Also, we need to watch out for a stray D note. There you go. Against my better judgment, I don't like playing keyboards. I really don't. But I'm going to play my 1970s combo organ that I got for 25 bucks. You can edit out swears, right? Got everything put together here, ready to go, so we can pack it up, send it out to Nancy for track 3. Now it's heading off to Wisconsin.
All right, gonna go take a listen now. Hi, I'm Nancy Rost. I live in Madison, Wisconsin, and I have been doing FAWM for 16 years. I'm going to be doing track 3 on this particular tape. I am going to be doing it on a Tascam Portastudio 2. Okay, here goes. Synthy goodness. Very Casio. Carnival organ. This is going to be fun. This is all keyboards so far. I'm waiting to hear that stray D note. This is the part where this is pasted. Oh, so it's going kind of spare now. Oh, high note. Is this reminding me of like 80s specials kind of stuff? So that was super fun. And I'm pretty sure I know what to do with it. It needs some low end. There's a lot of high keyboards happening. Usually I would play keyboards on it, or I would sing a vocal. I don't feel like I have a good sense of what vocal it needs, and I know it needs something in the low end. So I am probably going to play bass. I'll do either my Ashbury or my uke bass. I will try them both. I'm trying the uke bass now. I think it turned out pretty well. There was kind of a buzz, but I think that'll just lend a warmth to it, and the bass is going to add a little depth, and I'm really curious as to what happens next. So I'm in line at the post office. I'm about to hand off the package. It's actually his birthday today, and I'm going to put it in the mail for him. So happy birthday, Burr.
All right, so we have a package here. It actually arrived a couple of days ago over the weekend, but I just today had the opportunity to sit down with the old 4-track and get started. Looks like there's some bonus things in here too. Nice. FAWMERS sending me their records and some stickers. 2021 tape 3. Our cue sheet, such that it is. Let's power this up, pop in the tape, give it a listen. So it sounds like track 1 is a drum machine and some kind of synth or keyboard. Track 2, we've got another keyboard part. Track 3 is a bass. Sounds like a ukulele bass or something. A real circus kind of feel to it. It's feeling like an instrumental to me, and it's somewhat repetitive, so I think my job is to add some kind of new elements to make it a little more interesting. Okay, so after a couple more listens through, I think I'm gonna stick with my instrumental idea. One thing I'm thinking about doing, this is a little tiny modular synth setup that has a few different textures and voices that I can all mix together. It'll be a slight departure from the circus feel, I think, but we'll see what happens. Still working on the patch here a little bit, but I'm able to add another layer of drums, some sort of like ring chanty descanty bell things, which maybe you can hear coming out of the headphones right now. I've got a few different parts that I can bring in and out. One of the tricky things here, this is like a generative sort of patch. It's like making its own melodies. It's tricky to keep it in rhythm because there's no kind of synchronization. It's about 115 beats per minute, somewhere between 115 and 116. So I'm gonna have to be, while I'm recording this, not only bringing things in and out and playing around with some parameters to add interest, but also checking to make sure whether or not the modular is rushing it and then slowing it down and speeding it up to keep it as in time as possible. So I'm gonna take some passes at that, and we'll see where we end up. That was like a 80% okay take. It was mostly in time. Do it again. I think I actually forgot to hit record that time. Might have been more trouble than it was worth. Okay, I think I finally nailed it. Still a little bit of tempo drift. It's good enough. I'm gonna break out the mixer and some effects pedals or something and see what we can do with the mix down. The faders and panners on the internal mixer for my old Yamaha MT120 appear to be busted. Fortunately, this model has individual track outputs. So I've got each of these color-coded going into this outboard mixer. All the channels are going to this auxiliary output, which I have going into a reverb pedal, going into this flanger, which is a stereo flanger. It'll be off for most of the mix, but I'll turn it on kind of during the bridge. Then those are coming back into a stereo return, which is kind of sitting under the mix throughout the whole thing. And the output of the mixer is then going into this Zoom H6. No computer was used in the making of this song, as far as I know. So let's get cooking. The transport mechanism started to do some weird things. Hopefully the motors don't crap out on me. There we go.
Got the Casio, started off, combo organ. Nancy played fretless bass, and Burr played modular synth.
Stephen Wesley Guiles put the Casio and the drum track on track 1.
I get the circus reference.
Everyone except the keyboard player has played keyboards.
I haven't really heard the modular synth yet. I'm really curious what that's going to sound like. I don't do anything like that.
I love that like low bass part. Ooh.
It's like a psychedelic tuba.
What is that? That's the that must be the modular synth, the generative modular synth.
This is a fun song.
It's kind of the lead instrument now.
I dig that.
When we were chatting, Burr said he hoped not to do the vocal on this one.
That high key part right there, that's cool.
He's actually doing kind of the voice part. He's doing the lead part.
Well, Burr's doing some psychedelic 60 mixing back and forth with the different tracks.
It almost sounds like there's a tuba. The bass part sounds like a tuba, especially since we're in a circus.
And now the synth is kind of taking the part of a bass. Oh, now it's getting really different.
Like I'm listening to a Radiohead album. I think I said that, but
I don't know how I would describe this, but it's got a lot of different textures to it.
That modular synth is crazy. I love it.
ooh.
It looks mysterious to me, but it sounds so much fun. It sounds so fun.
And there's this breakdown part.
Oh, I like this breakdown.
Wonder what kind of vocals could go over this. This is just a crazy song. It's so much fun.
Oh, now the synth sound is really getting vocal-like, I think.
Psychedelic Circus indeed.
It's getting much more psychedelic now.
Big ending.
It's cool how the high part comes back again.
And there's some really interesting dissonances. But it's nice. It gives it a little bit more grit, which I like.
Ooh. I love outros.
He had the track, Stephen Wesley Guiles had the track on one, but then after that was done, like some drums started back up. There was a little bit of the bass, Casio, just kind of random stuff after that.
Oh, some warping. I like that. I like the warping at the end a whole lot.
That was awesome! I definitely wouldn't have heard it like that. Like, I would never have thought to take it there.
Awesome. That was fun.
I thought this was a really fun piece. I totally could not have predicted the instrumentation on this. I've never been in anything like this, so it was cool.
It's kind of funny how all four of us ended up playing instruments that are not really our main instruments. So this was kind of a sonic experiment and detour for all of us. If you enjoy making music, you should definitely check out FAWM.org and sign up for the next February album writing month. Not everybody on FAWM collaborates, but many people do, and not all collaborations use 4-track cassette decks. We're just a weird subculture. If you have any comments or questions about any of the gear or techniques we use, leave them below and we'll do our best to answer them. And remember, there's more tapes in this series, so you can do the whole like, subscribe, bell icon thing if you want to get notified of future videos like this. Big thanks to Steve, Jon, and Nancy for being such great collaborators, and a huge thanks to Jon, aka zecoop in particular, for starting the 4-track challenge and organizing it every year. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Learn to play, play to learn, rock on.